Hi there guys, so there is a new heavyweight prospect who is ready for the big guns. He is named Frank Sanchez and he is 18-0 as a professional. His recent best win came against Joey Dweko, who famously claimed that he knocked down Anthony Joshua before his fight with Andy Ruiz Jr. Ultimately that was a load of rubbish, but that is why he is well known. That is why he is a reasonably well known name, just because of that, a sparring session apparently. So ultimately this Frank Sanchez wants the big names and he is ranked in the top 10 of the WBO rankings. He is at number 10 spot himself. And apparently he is ready for a step up. He is ready to fight Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury, all of the top heavyweights, including even Dillian Whyte. He wants those fights, and when asked if he would take an eliminator for the WBO, he said he would. Now obviously Alexander Usyk is the WBO mandatory, and he has to wait for his opportunity until Anthony Joshua has fought Kubrat Pulev, meaning that Alexander Usyk is a while off from a WBO world title shot, especially considering the current climate and how boxing is on hold. So ultimately, this Frank Sanchez is going to be waiting a while if he wants a shot at the WBO world title, because as I said, he's ranked number 11. So he wouldn't even be in the picture if they were going to do eliminators. If they were going to do eliminators, then it would likely be Parker Dubois and probably Andy Ruiz Jr. versus, say, Michael Hunter, someone like that. Those would be the kind of eliminators they would do. And then a final eliminator to see who gets to fight Anthony Joshua. That's provided no one moves up from cruiserweight or something, who is the WBO world champion. But ultimately that is what will happen if they do eliminators. So this Frank Sanchez will not even be a part of the picture if they do eliminators for the WBO. That is of course if no one else wants to fight. If say Michael Hunter doesn't want to fight an eliminator, if say Derek Chisora doesn't want to fight an eliminator, because Derek Chisora is number 9 in the WBO rankings, so he is ahead of Frank Sanchez. So Sanchez has a while before eliminators can be talked about, because obviously he is number 10 and there are people ahead of him. But as I said, some may turn down the opportunity to have an eliminator fight, and likely after Alexander Usyk has had his opportunity. So maybe there will be eliminators eventually, but that is a while off. Now, while he is ranked number 10 in the WBO, he is not currently ranked by the IBF, WBC or WBA, and as I said, his best win is against Joey Dweko. And yes, he did dominate him, he beat him soundly, but that's not the kind of level of Anthony Joshua, nowhere near that level. It's not even the level of, say, Dubois. Dubois would beat Dweko, so Frank Sanchez needs to get in line. If he wants to talk about these big fights, he needs to start proving it by having tougher fights, having a few steps up. Say a Derek Chisora, say a Michael Hunter. Make sure that he is fighting guys in the WBO rankings if that's the way he wants to go, because obviously, as I said, then he will move up the rankings. If he can get, say, a Hunter fight or someone like that, maybe even a Chisora after he is done with Alexander Usyk, something like that, so he can start moving up the WBO rankings. He is trained by Eddie Reynoso, who has recently joined up with Andy Ruiz Jr. and obviously famously trains Canelo, so he has a good trainer in his corner. But ultimately, he needs these step-up fights before he starts thinking about world title shots with Anthony Joshua, with Tyson Fury, and even fights with Deontay Wilder. But that being said, he is a good fighter, good prospect, has a good style as well, and good clean work. But ultimately, he needs to move up, fight some tougher fights, show that he wants to be at that level, show that he can hack it against maybe Derek Chisora, maybe a Michael Hunter, even a Joseph Parker. Those are the kind of fights he needs to look for if he wants to look for that world title fight against Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury. You cannot just be fast-tracked to the top of the pile. You have to work your way up there. But anyway, guys, what are your thoughts on this? The Cuban Frank Sanchez, who believes that he is ready for a world title shot against Anthony Joshua, against Tyson Fury. Guys, drop your thoughts in the comments below, click your thumbs up, and subscribe if you are new. Thanks, guys.